So today we're back on the Corolla and it's getting a fresh set of tyres. So ever since I'd bought the G6 wheels and got them refurbished for it, it just came on a set of just old, what are these, Gremax tyres? Don't know the brand, doesn't mean anything to me. They were very standard tyres, nothing really special about them. They had a good amount of tread left and that was all grand until I picked up a bad puncture. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that. So I went to the tyre shop to get the puncture repaired and they said the sidewall had been pinched and it was too far gone. I think they were just trying to upsell me, but I'll take just about any excuse to go and get a better set of tyres, because ever since I bought the wheels I was like, I want to put a proper tyre on them. So on eBay picked up this set of part-worn TOYO R888. They're slightly wider than the old ones, so the old tyres are 175/65s. We're now up to a 185/60. So I think the width is a lot wider. Like, I've heard in the past that Toyo kind of lies about the width of their tyres, so I'd say this is more like a 195 or even a 205 rather than a 185. You can see it bulges out from the wheel slightly, but it's not too bad. So it's slightly wider than stock and a slightly lower profile. Now the profile difference is real minimal. The main thing is this is just a way softer compound of tyre. Like, it's a treadwear 100 tyre, so real soft and sticky rubber. It's also got steel belted. I think it's fully steel belted, so it's a lot stiffer. Like, I didn't realise this until the old tyres were taken off, but like I can just completely near turn that sidewall inside out with my hand. Where when I was actually just handling these tyres before they were put on the wheel, you could not move the sidewall, like barely at all. So they're a much better tyre. I've heard reports that they're really bad in the rain, but I wanted to see for myself what that's like. I've got two sets of wheels because obviously I bought these wheels for the Corolla, so if it got really bad in winter I can always switch back to the old set. So I could almost treat it as a summer-winter set of tyres. So I wanted to see, like, is there much of a difference? So before I get everything swapped over, I took the Corolla out for a wee drive. So we'll play that now. Right, so we're out on a quiet road. It's first thing in the morning. And I've got a wee G meter recording there. I don't know how accurate it'll be, but it'll be good to just have some kind of data on this. So what I'm going to do is just do a couple of runs up to 30, and then once I'm at 30, full braking, and just we'll see. Well, one, do we get any wheel spin off these? I'm not going to dump the clutch. I'm going to just start normally. Once I'm rolling, gun it. Just because doing really aggressive starts like that, I don't have the skill to make them consistent. So it would just be guessing, really. I might do one right before I leave, because I also just don't want to get the cops called on me. Although this is private road in Mexico on the moon, and it's in a game. Don't arrest me. So up to 30, back to 0. We'll do it a couple of times, and it's mainly partially for me to just get a feel for it, and hopefully we can get some kind of data off the G meter. Try it again. definitely a bit of a better run. Right, so that's what it was like on the old tyres. The handling was always nice on the Corolla, like the car felt good, but it was never anything special. The tyres definitely let it down. So I'm hoping once we swap these on that it'll feel a lot more connected to the road. We'll have to be able to carry a lot more corner speed, but I'm honestly mostly looking forward to the stiffer and smaller sidewall that hopefully just gives a better feel through the wheel. You know, there's less movement in that sidewall, less rollover on the tyre. So let's go throw these bad boys on and then we can take it out for a drive. Okay, so I've got the R888s on and I'm just down here at the docks. It's nice and quiet out and I'm going to do some more runs up to 30 and then down from 30, slamming on the brakes. Yeah, so far just driving down, definitely more road noise with these tyres versus the standard ones. And I can already hear it picking up little stones and rocks off the road and throwing them up at the car. So that's, you know, there's upsides and downsides. It does definitely feel more agile and more connected. But we'll move on here and see if we can do a couple of emergency stops. But yeah, and then I think I might take it up a slightly nicer road and see how we get on. Oh yeah, definitely feels like it stops a bit quicker there. Let's see. God, it stops on a dime now. Be interested to see what the G meter looks like. So I've been driving on these R888s for about a day now, and it started off really dry, and I thought I'd go out this evening and get a few clips of it just on some slightly nicer roads in the dry, just to sort of try and give an idea of the amount of grip and how the car feels and all. But it being this country, it started to rain pretty badly and the roads are soaked. Yeah, so I'll try and keep it brief. But basically, in the dry, these tyres are incredible. The amount of grip they give you and the amount of road feel, and just, there's so much less slop in the tyres. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but because the old tyres had such soft sidewalls and quite tall sidewalls, you know, you could really feel in the corner there was so much just slop in the wheel. You know, you'd sort of saw at the wheel a bit and it wouldn't really respond, where the R888s have completely changed that. So I really, really obviously recommend them. Yeah, I don't think I really needed to tell you that. You knew in the dry they were going to be good, especially compared to just bog standard tyres. Like, it's unbelievable. If it dries up, I might film a bit, but I have a feeling, I checked the weather and it's supposed to just rain for days and days, and at that point I'll probably already have the video up. But the question that always played on my mind when I was wanting to buy R888s or a similar sort of tyre, like an 8008R or a Nankang S2R, obviously I can only speak for the R888s, but it was what happens when you're in the wet. I've heard, you know, I've chatted to people, and I've heard lots of stories about the R888s being completely a nightmare in the wet. So I thought I'd give it a go anyway, because I've got two sets of wheels. So I've got a normal set of tyres if I need to, and I've got the R888. So I thought, if it's really bad in the wet, because there's a lot of wet in this country, I can switch back during the winter. Obviously, even during the summer, it's soaking. But I took them out today when it started raining, and I was actually surprised. The tyres are really good. So if you're asking yourself, like, I've got a daily, I don't want to be swapping wheels back and forth if it fucking rains, but I like a good amount of grip on the road. Can I daily drive TOYO R888s? I think 100%. You have no problem at all. As long as, like, obviously when it gets wet you lose a lot of grip, but compared to like a normal set of just no name, not particularly good tyres, the R888s are better in the wet than those. There's been a few times there's been like a stream or something going across the road, and I even tried breaking through the stream to see, will I hydroplane and will the wheels lock up? Nothing. It's been 100%. Like, I've done some, hard takeoffs, and especially when you're turning the wheels, I've got an open diff in this car. I know I've only got 80 horsepower, so if you've got a really high power car that's hard to control, that's your problem. You need to consider that with any tyres. But like, I did some hard launches. It did spin the wheels, but not like anything mad. It's like any other tyre in the rain. So I'm really pleased about that. Like, I have no qualms about driving this in the rain. For example, right now I'm on a road that's pretty well saturated with wet, and if I just hunker down on the brakes real hard, no lockup, no ABS, nothing, I can sort of give it a bit of a flick back and forth. That, nothing. Like, the tyres are gripping perfectly fine. I've been hitting puddles, wee streams in the road, like I said, and I've had no problems. Like, if you're driving like a madman in the wet and not considering that, of course, it's wet, you've lost grip, yes, you could get yourself into trouble, because the tyres are so good in the dry, and they're good in the wet, but obviously they're a lot worse, as you'd expect. So you do need to take a bit of care, but I'm really impressed with how good they are in the wet, and I haven't had any problems, at least so far, with hydroplaning. Now, if it was flooded here, I don't know if it'd be a different story, but it's really wet at the minute, and I've had no problems at all. I don't really have a whole lot to report on. The tyres are amazing. I'm having so much fun driving it. You can just huck it into corners way quicker than you should be able to. And obviously as a result, I'm on the track. Yeah. So if you want to set R888, and like, these are part worn, they're a few years old. They're definitely not brand new, so I assume when they'd be brand new, they'd be even better. But like, you will have no problem with these tyres. They are brilliant. And like, at the end of the day, you have to consider these are only 185s on a 14-inch tyre. I can't imagine what it'd be like if, you had like 225s or something in these on some properly wide tyres, or 205s. Like, the amount of grip you'd have would be stupid. And that's the other thing, is I haven't done any mods to this car to improve the mechanical grip. Stock suspension, stock roll bar, everything, and they're brilliant. So if you're wondering about daily and R888s, go for it. They're brilliant. Just be careful in the wet.